everyone. Welcome to So Good Live, which is a Zoom session recorded with Towson Church and members of the mission team. It's our episode number 2 entitled Feeding Our Neighbors, where we're going to dive a little deeper into some stories that reflect our connectedness despite our distance currently and our differences. Thanks for being with us today. I'd like to begin with some statistics. Each year, the Department of Agriculture releases a food security report. In 2019, it reported that 5.3 million children were experiencing food insecurity in the United States. This year, as of September 2020, 9 to 17 million children are experiencing food insecurity. In the state of Maryland, that's an estimated 1 out of every 8 children. In Baltimore City, that's estimated to be 1 out of every 4 children. Fortunately, there are state and federal organizations that are helping to combat this issue, and there are many local organizations that are also coming to the rescue, including Towson Church. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate you, and we look forward to the opportunity to showcase some of the work that our mission team has been doing. One of the things that we talked about in preparation for this meeting today was our mission team's connection to ACTC, which is the Assistance Center of Towson Churches. It's a local nonprofit organization, which is a group of churches that helps our local neighbors in need, in particular with resolving some of the food insecurity that's in our local area in Towson. Okay, well, I thought at this time we would talk with Jean for a few minutes about specifically our church's connection to ACTC, in particular with the Thanksgiving basket drive that we do each year in November.
So what we're doing at our church is we are, as we've done in the past years, people that want to bring in a grocery bag, basket, whatever word we use, you can go to the grocery store and buy it. Or you could donate $25, as we've been doing in the past couple of years. And that seems to work. And what we'll do is we'll go buy the baskets and then take them to ACTC. It's like November 16, 17, 18 that week. Now, our deadline for getting our baskets in would be Sunday, November 15th.
That's a good segue to Dwight, because I know that our food pantry it's been sort of an unusual year for us. And the food pantry has been extremely creative in serving the public. I just wanted to touch on what the difference will be this year with the Thanksgiving baskets and the connection with ACTC, if you wouldn't mind talking about that.
Sure. Thank you, Mary Ann. For years, folks went to ACTC that came to our food pantry to pick up their baskets. Had to make a separate trip, obviously. It occurred to us probably 4 or 5 years ago. Not sure why it took us so long to figure that out, but we were taking the bags to ACTC and they were going over there to pick them up. So we said, why don't we start giving them out to the folks that are coming, the guests that we have in November. And we've done that again for the last 4 or 5 years. We are not going to be able to do that this year just because of the slimmed down version of the food pantry we have. So we've let them know 2 months ahead of time, and we'll remind them a couple times between now and November, whatever the pickup dates are, that they can just go over there and pick them up. So speaking of the slimmed down food pantry, when the virus hit in March or April, our number one priority was to keep it open. There was no way we were going to close the food pantry. Many of the folks, as people on this call know, are from this area. So we thought it was even more important that we keep it open during these times. But we definitely had to slim it down. I think if any of you have been to food pantry, we typically run it with 25 volunteers probably, and we have a lot of things other than food going on, clothes and dry goods and household items and paperwork that we have to do. Well, we cut all that out and just basically concentrated on feeding the people. That was, we were going to get the food out to the folks that we have. So our slimmed down version includes pre-packed orders. Our guests get 4 or 5 bags when they come to the church. It's a drive-through event, so it goes much quicker than the typical Saturday mornings. People don't even have to get out of their car. We We are waiting there with volunteers to load it in the car for them. By the way, we probably serve 40 or 45 people on an average Saturday morning. That doesn't include the probably close to a dozen folks that we home deliver to still. But we've been doing 40 or 45 people when we've had our food pantry, and we reduced the amount of volunteers we have down to 8 or 10. So again, doing it on a much smaller scale. We've been extremely fortunate in making this work. We've had a great response from donors, not only in the congregation giving food, but also giving money. The local businesses, I think you mentioned the gymnastics team at Towson dropped some food by this week. Grouse has continued to supply us with an unbelievable amount of baked goods every week. Towson Hot Bagels did something a couple of weeks ago. So tremendous support to allow us to keep doing it this way, and we'll keep doing it for as long as we have to with this method.
The other thing that we were going to speak about were some of the specific missions that the mission team actually participates in, and very hands-on with our congregation. And I do know that Power Socks have been going on for quite a few years, because my daughters and my son participated in packing the Power Socks for some of their youth group activities or Bible camp. So I thought we could talk just a little bit about what are Power Socks, why are they so valuable, what do we do with them, and I'll turn that one over to Jean then.
Well, let's say the summary is that the socks were put together by the youth, and they still could be doing them. In fact, we hope that they would be doing them whenever we can get all the stuff together. But what's inside a sock is a bottle of water, and by the time I try to get them all out of here, I don't want to hold you up, a couple of
No,
snacks.
that's great.
And hot hands. You know, these things that keep, and this is for the homeless people on the corners. We find that they'd rather have this than some money or something, or a candy bar. But in here, and also in here is a couple snacks. We have these snacks, and it could be anything. And it's also, we have a little card that tells them who they could contact if they need assistance. Also inside the sock is another sock and some water. Anyway, Dwight and I tend to give quite a few of these out in a year, I think. And we've gave out maybe 70 this year. So far, we still have like 30 upstairs, which could be given out. And then I have 50 socks waiting to be filled. We'll have to also get the items to put in it. The committee would be glad to buy it, I'm sure. And then the youth could put the socks together. That's where we are, and we think they're great to help people.
That I can think of, but I wanted to maybe just add on to what Jean might have said about the Power Socks, is that we know that socks are one of the most requested items in homeless shelters and people that live on the street and search for food. So I think we're sort of hitting, killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. The fact that we're not only providing a clean pair of warm socks that they haven't rinsed out in the sink over and over and over. As you know, the homeless don't have access to laundry facilities most times, so it's easier for them to just discard socks and put on new ones. So that's why not does this feed, but this also helps provide another service for them.
That sounds awesome. Well, I want to thank the mission team for being here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to showcase some of the work that you're doing. And I know this is truly just a sniglet of what you do at church. So there's so many more conversations we could have, right?
Could we fit in a minute on Streets of Hope?
Sure. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Dwight is our chairperson of that, and it's really one of those things that helps people. And we think I think it's worth a minute. Dwight, do you mind?
Yeah, it's very timely too. It's coming up. Go
ahead. Streets of Hope is a collaboration of churches similar to ACTC over on the eastern side of the county. Probably 30 or 35 churches rotate providing a meal every night to the homeless folks of Essex and Middle River area. Our church is committed to doing it once a month. The season, I guess, is between November and April, so it's 6 months. And so we have opportunities to prepare meals. It also is slimmed down. We used to cook a meal here, take it down, serve it, hang out with the folks, really make an evening of it. Now it's more prepare it, go by, drop it off. But still, it's a much needed service to the folks over there. They really count on us.
Should we put you on the spot and ask you about Manna House?
Well, first, let me say that since COVID, I have not gone down there, but I can only thank Dwight and Jean for keeping the drive alive, because it is absolutely an essential service down there. They do such a wonderful job. And it's not just homeless people that they serve, but also those that have, budget problems and things, and the problems of addiction, and they've also expanded into clothing and things. So they are truly where the rubber meets the road, service delivery. And just as you can tell, I'm passionate about it, and I can't thank Dwight and Jean enough. And I mean that. They get like halos and kudos and claps and all those things. They even get a woo for keeping this going. And my fingers are crossed, and my dream is that in 21 I'll be able to start joining and going down there again. They've recently gone through going through a big expansion of their facility down there also. So there's even more volunteer opportunities to sort through clothing, and of course they do addictions counseling and whatever follow-up would be required for that. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And, like I said, fingers crossed.
And there you are, filling a need and doing it creatively and lovingly. It's wonderful. I give you all air hugs from Towson Church to the mission team. I think you guys are incredible. Thank you for keeping all of your mission work that is so vital in this community moving and grooving during a worldwide pandemic. I think you're amazing. So thank you for doing that.
We thank you for all you're doing, Mary Ann. It's great.
Thank you. You make it easy. You do good work. It's just my job to spread the word, right? Thank you all very much.
All right.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Take care.
Thanks so
Happy
much.
fall.
Bye-bye.